Hi, it's Christy and welcome back to Loving an Addict. Now I'm trying to act like it's just been a couple weeks since I made a video, but we all know it's been much longer. I ran into some personal issues of my own. I went through an unexpected, very shocking divorce, very cruel, and I think I was traumatized. I was pretty much speechless. I couldn't finish a sentence. Pretty shaken. Anyway, I chose to not focus on all the cruelness and to maybe just focus on me and how I would get myself in a situation like that and why I would deal with a lot of the things I dealt with. And I realized I needed to do some personal growth and that maybe in my own right I had some addictions, and that would be making the same choice over and over and expecting a different result, which I believe they call that a form of being crazy, and I don't want to be crazy. So I've really been working on that and my values and my choices and what I'm going to do in the future. Then about a year after that, I had this little dog, and she was a gift to me because I was supposed to go see a really good friend of mine who at the time was living in Austin, Texas. And we had a lot of great plans, and last minute things fell through. And I was unable to go, and so I was given this little darling puppy, the pink ribbon around her neck, a little miniature long-haired dachshund, and just tiny. And I was in love. I was just in love. So I named her Austin because she was my trip to Austin, and had 18 wonderful years with her. Never long enough, and that's a long time. I ended up, she became very ill, and I had to make the choice to have her put down. And I know anybody who has a dog or is an animal lover like me knows that heartache. It's your family. Sometimes I liked her better than the rest of my family. And anybody who knew me would tell you she was very, very loved. Well, it was last year in October, I was assisting and helping out with my youngest grandson, Lenny, who is the apple of my eye, if you don't know. And I absolutely loved that little boy like he was my own. I loved him as much as my own children. And he was going to come stay with me for a little while, and so I had to jump through a lot of hoops. There was a lot of things involved in order to have him here at once. I had to take classes. He had all kinds of doctor's appointments, cardiologist, physician, nutritionist, you name it. He was taking blood pressure medicine 3 times a day, Lasix, I think twice a day. And he had to eat every 3 hours, which included all night long. And hello, I have anxiety. I love my sleep. And that was a challenge. And there were nights that I couldn't go back to sleep after I'd fed him like the second time because I was so worried about how much more sleep I was going to get. Along with all that, I had wonderful friends who were wanting to come over, help, bring things, and I was like, no, I'm too tired. It just sounded awful to have somebody come. I was exhausted. That's all I can say. I was exhausted. Right around this time last year, we were headed to California. His father went as well, but we weren't even in the same plane seats, and things were kind of blowing up, and my phone was blowing up, which I'm really grateful for. So many people were calling to check in on the little man, and his dad and I were kind of blowing up. I love my son to the moon. He's my strong-willed one, and well, he's never wrong. I'm kidding. I love him, and I'm sure he would say the same about me. I'm never wrong either. Anyway, we worked through that, and we had some beautiful times, as beautiful as they can be when you're going through such a scary time. Well, Lenny came through with flying colors. He did great. I think he would have been released very soon after the surgery, other than he'd caught a pretty nasty cold, and they made the choice to keep him. They didn't want him flying back after open heart surgery with that cold and taking any risk, which was fine. The hospital there, first class, amazing, beautiful. It was at Stanford. Actually, I think it's called Lucille Packard Children's Hospital, but it was beautiful. I mean, I wish I'd have got more photos. We were in, what is it called? Palo Alto. And if I was a rich girl, I could definitely live there. It was beautiful. I wish I had taken more pictures, but you know, that was kind of the last thing on my mind. I grabbed a few, but that just wasn't something I thought of. And then my son, my youngest son, was having issues. There was relapsing. There was a time when he was coming off fentanyl, and I'm going to share that in the next video about that experience. I've seen a lot, but that's the most terrifying thing I've ever seen. And then there was his court, and I will talk about that in the following one. Doesn't that sound fun? And then my Uncle Bart, this very special man to me, he was my dad's youngest brother, and I think my mom knew me very well. Apparently she had talked to him because I was an only child, and she didn't want me not to have any family, and she wanted to make sure that he'd look out for me, and he did. He did. His whole family, they have been such a blessing in my life. I think my biggest regret is the first year when I was going through the divorce, I was so humiliated. Like, I can't believe I'm divorced again. So I didn't really stay in contact with them. And I mean, they're my family. They're the people I can be the most me with. And they've been nothing but supportive. And I've had some really precious moments with them and with my uncle. I'm grateful that I got to go see him quite a few times before he became, well, really ill. And I don't think he was down too long before he passed away. He was 91. He was ready to go. I know he got to spend the last evening before he passed talking with each and every one of his children. And I was trying to get down there the next morning, and I was halfway there, and I got the call that he had passed. But I'm somewhat at peace with that, because after the way I watched my father suffer, and to know my uncle, he did it his way, that makes me happy. I know he's in a better place. So now to get down to the addiction, this is my passion. I've watched it for so long. There's so many stories I want to share with you, and I want you to know anything that I would share with you, I have talked to my son about, and we're in agreement that if this could help anybody, we want to share our journey. And so each video will kind of go back in time in the last couple of years of what we've been through, what he's facing. I think he has about 11 months left, and I don't know, I want to invite people even who don't have addiction in their family, maybe that have no understanding, or they say, why can't they just quit? I want to invite you to join us and maybe let you get the perspective of what an addict actually really goes through. And a lot of times I think it's mental issues. I think it can be childhood trauma. I think it runs in families. And I don't know, I think we all self-medicate in one way or another, whether that's shopping, drinking, whatever it is. I just try to be a little bit more open-minded. Do I think it's okay? No. But I'm just at a point in my life where I want to meet him where he is, and I mean, that's about all I can do. So let me tell you something else about me. I like to go to prison. I bet you don't hear that very often. I love to go because I have went so long, so many holidays, so much of my life has not had my son, or I haven't had my son with me. So he is completely sober. He's emotionally, mentally exactly the person I know, which is a very awesome guy. And I love the visits I get. You know, I don't take those for granted. I understand addiction. I understand. I'm praying to God that this works and this is it, but I also know maybe it won't, and I'm going to take every minute I can with this precious son of mine. Okay, I didn't expect to cry. I know one visit I had with him, I just absolutely, he's so funny. He's a lot like me. I'm kidding. But no, he is very funny, and he had me laughing so hard. I mean, it was a belly laugh. And I just remember going, wow, where did that part of me go? I don't remember a belly laugh. It's been so long, and it just made me aware of the joy and the things that are really important in life. And I know one visit I had told him, you know, these visits are the highlight for me. Highlight every week when I get to see you. And he was like, oh, Mom, that's so sad. And I thought about it, and I said, not really, because I've kind of learned that it's not where you're at, it's who you're with. And I don't know, can you tell I love him? Yeah, I love my babies. So anyway, I am hoping that you will join us. I hope you like and subscribe, leave a message if you want, and I will see you in the next video. Thanks so much. Bye-bye.